And
Yes.
what did you study at Harvard?
So I was a government concentrator because Harvard would use government instead of political science and concentrator instead of major, so they can charge you more in tuition.
And what was your experience like at Harvard? Did you have a good experience?
Yeah, I had a great experience at Harvard. Definitely, had a good experience, learned a lot. Again, really from just my classmates, people, I think had a great experience. But I think, again, the big thing for me was what was I going to do once I graduated. And obviously, back then, and I'm sure now, there's a lot of rush to sort of, you can go down the business route and sort of get a job, and that can be, company X or consulting firm Y or an investment bank Z. The classical routes, and some of those are considered more prestigious than others. So I think one lesson is certainly, I ended up, which I'll talk about, working at McKinsey, which is a consulting firm. But my advice would be, again, it's very easy to get caught up in the hype and the pressure of, what firm are you interviewing at and where did you go, and it's sort of competitive in the moment that it sounds better to say I'm working at firm X. And firm X may be great, but if it's not right for you, you might get 1 month of sort of telling your friends how wonderful it is, and then 2 years of actually having to show up for the job, which is not a good position to be in. The one other thing I'd say in terms of schools, I also thought about becoming a lawyer or going to law school. A lot of people told me, well, you could always go to law school and just take the LSAT and go to law school because it'll teach you a way of thinking. You don't have to want to be a lawyer to go to law school. Now, my advice for what it's worth would be if you don't want to be a lawyer, don't go to law school. And why don't you talk to people who've actually gone to law school and then don't want to practice law? Or if you want to be more depressed, talk to people who went to law school and do practice law. And so it's very easy to get down a road where you say, well, I'm just going to go there because it seems great. How can I pass it up? It's a wonderful law school. Next thing you know, you've got some debt. And now you say, I'll just sign up for the firm. I'm going to work at firm X for a couple years. Next thing you know, it's 10 years later. You've never left the office, and you're ready to brain yourself. So, again, I think you really need to think about what's right for you. Or in David's case, he escaped. But you have to think about what's right for you, not what's right for someone else. And you certainly shouldn't. Should investigate your options sort of in an informed way rather than just taking conventional wisdom from people who might not know any better.